I'm playing every golf course in Melbourne, and today I played at one of Future Golf's newest partner courses, Bacchus Marsh. It's 40 minutes from the CBD, and in my opinion it's one of the most underrated courses I've played to date. It's got well kept tree-lined fairways, excellent greens and a signature 13th hole, a 500 metre par 5 dog leg right. As you'll see, if you play here you will need to do all your scoring on the front nine because the back nine is very tricky. Hole 1 is a par 4, 360 metres. I hit a decent drive and had a 56 degree to the green. It stuck 5 metres from the hole and I landed a birdie to start. Hole 2 is a short par 4, 270 metres. My drive just rolled off the fairway and I hit the pitch of my life right beside the flag for a second birdie of the day. Hole 3 is a par 3, 170 metres, and I started thinking about going for 3 birdies in a row now. I barely ever get one, never mind 3. I overthought it and I missed the putt and I ended up with a par. Hole 4 is a par 4, 349 metres. My drive went down the middle, but I pulled my pitching wedge to the left because of the trees. I chipped it at the hole and tried to slot home a par, but took a bogey here instead. Hole 5 on Bacchus Marsh in Melbourne, Australia is a par 3, 158 metres. I hit a 6-iron and had a decent chance at a birdie, but it came up short and I took a par. Hole 6 is a par 4, 390 metres. I hit my drive down the middle of the fairway and had a pitching wedge at the green. I hit the green and my birdie putt went agonisingly close, but thankfully I was able to save a par. Hole 7 is a par 5, 480 metres. I hit a good drive and follow it up with a 5-wood at the green. It's short and I have a 30-ish metre chip onto a raised green. It just catches the edge of the green and I have a long putt for birdie. It goes close, but not close enough, and I tap in a par. I'm 1 under at this point, and hole 8 is a 395 metre par 4. I hit a decent drive, but the trees block my view of the green. I try to draw a 5-wood around them, but mostly just hook it around. My chip makes the green, but I have a long putt for par. I take my bogey for granted and I end up with a double. So I'm 1 over on hole 9, a 490 metre par 5. I hook my drive onto the fairway for the first hole and I try to make it go through a gap in the tree that just isn't there. It bounces back onto the fairway for the first, and this time I manage to slice it back into play. My chip hits the green and I just barely miss the par putt and I end up taking a bogey here. To think that I was 2 under going into the 8th and 9th hole and I ended up +2. It's a bit of a sickener, but you know what? It's actually quite a good score for me at this stage of my golf career. Hole 10 on Bacchus Marsh in Melbourne, Australia is a par 4, 325 metres. My drive found the trees on the left of the fairway and I pitched it out with the 4-iron so I could stay under the trees. I chipped it too far away and I had a tricky putt for par. It didn't fall and I took a bogey here. Hole 11 is a par 4, 370 metres. I smashed my drive down the middle and I hit a 9-iron which landed just to the right of the green. My chip nearly holed out and it stayed close enough so that I was able to tap in a par. Hole 12 is a par 3, 170 metres. I hit a 4-iron but it rolled over the back of the green. There was way too much juice on this chip and it rolled way too far past the hole. I missed the par putt and then the bogey and I ended up taking a double here. Hole 13 is the signature hole, a 500 metre par 5, a dog leg right. I aimed for the tree and it rolled off the back of the fairway into the rough. I had to keep my 3-wood low under the tree line and it rolled up towards the green. My chip left me with a birdie putt which just missed and I tapped in a par. Hole 14 is a 330 metre par 4, a slight dog leg right. However, I pulled my drive left and into the trees and had to pitch out from under the tree line. My chip ran over the back and I had to pitch it back for par. I had a tough bogey putt and I ended up taking a double here. Hole 15 on Bacchus Marsh is a par 4, 300 metre dog leg left. I have no idea where that one landed, so I'm just going to have to take a drop. I pitched it to the right of the green and chipped it close and 2 putted for a triple bogey. Hole 16 is a par 3, 160 metres. I hit a 6-iron to the front of the green. I hit a chip and run up close to the hole and managed to sink the putt for par. Hole 17 is a par 5, 479 metres. I pulled my drive into the trees, but I was able to find it and hit my 5-wood back into play. My pitch landed close to the hole, and while I missed the birdie putt here, I was able to save a par. Hole 18 is a par 4, 400 metres. I hit the perfect drive down the middle of the fairway, but I hit a 7-iron instead of my 6 and was just short of the green. I chipped it on, but I had a tough putt for par. It didn't have the legs and I ended up finishing out with a bogey. I ended up 9 over on the back nine and 2 over on the front nine. It's a bit annoying to lose so many shots on the back nine, but at the end of the day I did play to my handicap and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out in the end. I suppose the moral of the story here is don't lose any golf balls and you'll keep your scores low. I actually really enjoyed playing this course. I think that it's highly underrated and I definitely recommend that people go and check it out. And like myself, I think you're going to need to really do your scoring on the front nine because the back nine is super tricky. Follow the page to see more of Melbourne's golf courses, and if you know any better courses than this one, tag them below in the comments and I'll go and play them.